Spoolie Boy Boost controller. So excited. I cannot wait. This thing, the only reason it's still on my workbench instead of in my car is because I literally have to make the video for this boost controller. I'm getting ready to throw it in the Firebird pretty much right after I get done making this. So excited. This thing is flat out awesome. Okay. Open loop boost controller, 6 stages. So it has boost by time and boost by input. It's got a wideband input and a fuel pressure input for fail safes. The thing's got overboost control, it's got quick spool control, and it's got scramble boost. Sorry, I know I'm talking a little fast, but I'm really excited. This thing's awesome. So, okay. As I said, it's got 6 stages of open loop boost control. We're going to go in there and show you that real quick. So, you can pick your stage, or we have 3 button inputs. Actually, you don't have to pick your stage, sorry. We have 3 button inputs for this boost controller. So we have a scramble button. Look at that, scramble. And actually, let me give it some boost. Hear the audible change of the Mac valve. Oh yeah. So it's got scramble boost. It's got boost by time and boost by input, and that's for going up through the stages. And it's got a reset button, so that way you can just hit the reset and be done. So like if you go back in a vacuum, instead of hitting the reset on the screen, you can hit a button and it'll reset the unit, which will also reset the max PSI. So the max PSI is the maximum pressure you saw throughout your run. So whenever you hit the reset, it'll zero that back out as long as you're back in the vacuum and not still on boost. So this thing will run a 3-port or 4-port Mac valve. My Firebird's currently got a 4-port Mac valve. I'm going to be putting one of those, or I'm going to be hooking this to the 4-port. I may switch to a 3-port because the 4-port's really touchy. That's something you guys need to know. If you run any kind of boost controller with a 4-port Mac valve, the 4 ports take very little duty cycle change to make a good swing and boost. Like, I know with my Firebird, when it was hooked up to the boost control I had in it, like a 1% duty cycle change was normally good for like a couple pounds of boost. So they're really touchy, but you can you can run a really small wastegate spring with them and hit a lot of boost with them. So that's kind of the reason, like, I want to drop the wastegate spring back down to 5 pounds instead of 10 that I've got in it, and run the 4 ports. That way I can, easily get up to 30 pounds if I want to. Where you couldn't do that with a 3-port very easily. Now, in saying that, we're going to be selling these with, or you can buy them as an option from my website with a 3-port Mac valve. If you want to run a 4-port, you're going to be doing it at your own risk. So, which I'm going to be doing with my Firebird. But just wanted to let you know, these units have to have a MAP sensor, manifold air pressure sensor, to work. So, again, we're going to be selling these units just as the unit itself. And you can buy the additional pieces you want. That way, if you want to, do your own kind of thing, you can. Or you can buy the sensors and like the Mac valves and stuff from our website as well. We have 3-bar and 4-bar MAP sensors on my website. They're GM style, which you can get with the unit when you buy the unit. So I'm going to go into more about this amazing boost controller. I have to say also, I did not invent or design this. This is one that David Smith built. He was gracious enough to come on to the Twisted Builds team, and we are releasing this through my website. I'm going to be running it in my own car. I'm unbelievably excited. It's a touchscreen boost controller with amazing features. So, and this box right here, that way you guys know, this is just a simulator box for this. I actually built this for some other products as well that I'm building, and I needed like button inputs and potentiometer inputs. So it's simulating the MAP valve, the wideband input, and fuel pressure input. Did I mention that? Wideband fuel pressure. That is for safeties. Oh yeah, gonna go into that in this video too. So, okay, we are getting ready to go. So let me get this on a mount here, the camera that is, and zoom in to the screen. So that way we can go over all the amazing features this thing has. Okay, so as I said, it's got 6 stages of boost. So if you're driving down the road or, wherever, dyno, and you want to adjust your tune per what stage of boost you have it set up, you can easily just go in, like say I want to run stage 3, it'll be in stage 3. Whenever you hit any of the resets, it'll go back to stage 1. That's something you guys need to know. It's a safety input, so that way, like, if you have stage 1 set up for, most people are going to set stage 1 for the lowest amount of boost, and then they're going to work their way up with the duty cycle. It will automatically go back to stage 1. Max PSI is the max pressure you have throughout your run. Let me simulate some boost here. So, 6.6 psi, and it's saved that the entire, like, literally as long as you have it powered up until you hit the reset. So if you hit the reset here or the reset button, which I'll just hit the reset here so it's a little bit more visual, it'll go right back to 0 psi. Okay, so I'm going to go into some other features this thing has too. And actually, you know what? I'm going to have to get this back off the mount. So this has what we have, or call, a quick spool setup, which is awesome. So the unit has hard-coded into it at 1 psi of boost pressure that it sees, it automatically gives full power to the Mac valve, turning it on completely. And I'm going to show you that with my voltmeter. That's why I got my voltmeter hooked up here. So, we're going to simulate, say, like 2 pounds of boost. So, did you hear that click? 13 volts on the Mac valve currently. It's on. So, right now I have the unit set up to 5 pounds of boost. It goes out of quick spool mode and starts regulating or open loop duty cycling the valve. So we're going to actually just go up to 5 volts, or sorry, so 6 psi of boost. Here it's cycling. You can also see it on my voltmeter how it's changing because it's duty cycling this. So that is the amazing feature, or one of the many amazing features this thing has, and it's also adjustable. So like the 1 pound where it starts is hard coded into it, so there's no adjusting that. However, I'm going to put this back in the vacuum, and I'm going to go into all the settings that this thing has, because that's going to better explain what's going on. So, let me zoom in here. That good? That should be good. Okay, so we're back in the vacuum right now. Everything's kind of turned off. Just to show you guys the wideband fuel pressure stuff works. Wideband. Ooh, we're rich. We're lean. Go back to like a 12.5. That sounds like fun. Yeah, we'll go for a 13.5. 13.5? Something like that. Okay. Fuel pressure. Oh, we're high. Oh, we're low. Go back to like the LS 60-ish PSI. Okay. So, go into setup. Actually, we're going to reset this. That way the max PSI is out. Setup. Boost by time and boost by input. Boost by time is awesome for drag racing. So, that thing will go through, and actually I need to go into stage setup so I can show you guys how it works. So stage setup, as I said, this has 6 stages. You go left or right to pick your different stages. Yeah, right, left, and so stage 1 right now, I have the Mac valve set the duty cycle at 7% duty cycle. 7% on a 3-port is about as low as you're going to get. Once you get like 6 and lower, it starts to where you can't hear it audibly click. That's why I set it for 7%. That way, for this video I'm making for you guys, you can hear it click. Quick spool PSI. So that, again, is whenever it's between 1 pound of boost and whatever you set this to, it will turn the Mac valve on 100%. That way, it sends all the boost it can to the top of your wastegate, forcing the wastegate shut to help this thing spool as fast as it possibly can. Once you get above that pressure, it starts duty cycling the Mac valve. And then time and stage. Time and stage only applies for boost by time. So this is in milliseconds, or ms. So right now we have it set up for 0.6 seconds or 600 milliseconds. You can change it to whatever you want. We want to be in that stage for a full second, 1000 milliseconds. You're in that stage for 1 second. And you can change it to however you like. Oh, also, an amazing feature. Say, for instance, I'm going to go up to like stage 4. Say, for instance, you only want to run 3 stages of boost. You're drag racing the car. You're getting on the line. You're going. You only need like 3 stages or 3 time periods before you want your end duty cycle for the rest of the run. You don't need stage 4, 5, and 6. It's fine. Just disable them. Boom. Just like that. So when this box is blacked out, it's disabled. When it's white, it's enabled. We're going to enable it for this video so you guys can watch it go up through the stages. So, we got stage 1's at 7%, 5 psi. The 5 psi quick spool is set up that way throughout the entire video. That way, it's just easier with showing you with the simulator box. But again, you can change it to whatever you want. So if you want to go in here and set it for 6 psi, you go in here, go 6.0, hit E for enter. There, it's at 6 psi. So it's going to have the Mac valve at 100% duty cycle until you hit 6 psi boost, and then it's going to start cycling it, which is awesome. It'll make things spool quickly. I'm very, very excited to run that in the Firebird, because the Firebird setup's a tiny bit laggy, and I don't know if it's going to help or not. I think it's mainly tune-up because I've been working on the tune as well. But again, for the guys that want their wastegates forced shut with boost until whatever boost pressure you want, that is amazing setting with this deal. So stage 2 we have set the 40% duty cycle. It's going to stay in there for half a second. Stage 5, 60%, 1 second. That's for an audible change, so that way you can hear like it stays in stage 3 longer, also visual with the screen. Stage 4 is 80, stage 5 is 90, and stage 6 we're just going to hold her wide open. Okay, so that is how the boost by time works. Boost by input, it's the same stage setups. The input, we have 3, let me zoom back out of here, so hopefully you can see them. Yep, we have 3 simulated button inputs. This thing has 3 button inputs. So one is stage up, so whenever you're on the home screen, if you hit that button, you'll stage up. Wait, I just went into launch. Whoops. Let's reset. So, go into boost by inputs. X out of here. So if you hit the up stage button, you'll go up through the stages. If you're in boost by stage. You have to hit the reset to go back to 1, or go into here and hit 1. Either one will work just fine. So we're going to go by boost by time again. Alright, boost by time. So, we're going to simulate a run. Alright, so I'm going to try to get this set up. Actually, you know what? We're going to show you the quick spool thing, just so that you guys can see it. Then we're going to simulate a run. So, we are going to give it a little boost. So I'm just going to turn up the map sensor simulator knob. So, again, 1 pound of boost. You heard it click. That's 13 volts being applied to that. It is turned on currently. So you get above, I think I set stage 1 for 6 pounds. Hear it click. You can also see it on my voltmeter, how it's changing around. It's pulsing the Mac valve, and it'll pulse that until you hit one of the fail safes. Say for instance, you completely screw up your settings, okay? You type in the wrong duty cycle, you command 100%, it's going to give it moon levels of boost. This thing has a boost failsafe, which I'll show you in the settings in a second. I have this set, I think it's 25 pounds right now. Boost cut. Let me get closer here. Boost cut. Which is awesome. So what happens is, and you can see on my voltmeter, it stops cycling the Mac valve. It literally takes all the power away from it. So, no power to the Mac valve, it goes in the boost cut because you're over your boost limit, and I'll show you that in a minute. So, you turn this back down, and it doesn't matter. Like, it won't, like, you try again, it will not do anything until you hit the reset. Either the reset or the reset button. The reset button I have set up right here. And then, once you get back into, boost, it'll start working again. So the fail safes are that way, so that way you have to hit the reset button or the reset on the screen. So that way it's just a fail safe. That's the same thing for wideband and fuel pressure, as I said. This is awesome. So, we're going to give it some boost, get it to where it pulses. We're past the quick spool point. Alright, so wideband. Oh no, we're going lean. Wideband cut. Again, it stopped pulsing. And it will stop pulsing until you hit the reset. Same thing happens with fuel pressure. Oh no, I ran out of fuel. Fuel cut. It stops it. So, it will go back down to wastegate spring pressure only. Obviously, you can't do anything more than that. Your wastegate spring is going to regulate how much boost you have. But it will stop adding boost. which will help totally save your engine if you lose fuel pressure or you go lean for some reason. Amazing, amazing fail-safes. And then again, you have to get rid of the issue you have, and you don't have to go out of boost, but as long as you get rid of the issue you have and hit the reset, it'll start working again. Just like that. Okay, so how do you adjust those settings? Let's go into it. Let me get you back on the stand here. Everything's in setup. Let me actually move you over so you're a little bit more centered. Happy now? Yeah, okay. So setup. We're actually going to reset to get back down to 0. So I showed you boost by input and boost by time. I showed you stage setup. So sensor input first. So this, you have to run a map sensor with these. You have no choice. It will not function if you don't. So go in the map setup. If you get the 3-bar or 4-bar GM map from my website, or you have your own, to calibrate one of those, it's stupid simple. Literally hook up the map sensor, make sure your key on, engine off. So that way the map sensor sees no vacuum and sees no boost. You hit calibrate map, you're done. It will automatically figure out if you have a 3-bar or 4-bar map sensor and calibrate for that. When I first got this in, I hooked up my 4-bar map sensor to it and hit calibrate map. It automatically sensed it was hooked up to the 4-bar, you're done. Same thing for 3-bar. If you hook a 3-bar map sensor up to it, hit calibrate map, you're done. So, say for instance you're using something custom. You would click user input right there, make that turn white, Vmin, Vmax of the sensor, pressure in, pressure max of the sensor. Now the thing that we need to note is this will not take a negative input. So most sensors come with a graph. I know the ones I'm using from Low Dollar Motorsports come with a graph for custom sensors. Like I'm going to hook up my fuel pressure sensor to this. It comes with a graph for it. You have to find out at 0 voltage what the pressure is. This will automatically go into a negative scale up when it goes, say for instance at 0 psi of boost, or no vacuum, it's at like 2 volts. It will automatically take that number into the negative below the 2 volt reading. But you have to put the 0 psi in and what voltage at 0 psi that is, and then your max, which is normally 4.5, and then your max pressure. But that's how you set up the map sensor. Now the fuel pressure sensor is the same way, except I'll show you where that's at. So IO configuration, fuel pressure, and wideband. If you don't want to use the fuel pressure or widebands, you literally just disable them like this. You can go back to the home screen and it'll come up in A. I'm going to be using the wideband at first, probably not the fuel pressure. I still have to hook up the fuel pressure physically into the car, but I will be using both at some point. So we're going to turn both of those back on for the sake of the video, so that way they work with my simulator. Fuel pressure is the same way. It cannot take negative pressure reading. So if you got one that takes negative pressure, which I have no idea why you would do that for fuel pressure, you would have to find on your map where the 0 point is for voltage, put the 0 psi and the voltage, say it was again like a volt or 2, you put 2 volts in there for 0 psi. It would automatically go into the negative. Again, don't know why you would do that with a fuel pressure sensor, but hey, that's up to you. Wideband's the same way. Excuse me. Wideband will take AFR or Lambda. If you want to do it in a Lambda, you can take the Lambda min and Lambda max at those voltages and put that in. So say 0.663 to 1.6 whatever. You could do that instead of the 10 to 20. I hooked it up for my Twisted Builds wideband. So these are the settings for the Twisted Builds wideband. 10 to 20, 0 to 4.97. Simple as that. Okay. Test solenoid. This is awesome. Say for instance you get this in your car. I'm going to zoom back out of here quick. Hopefully you can see everything. I guess you can't. Let me move you over a little so you can see the MAC valve. You get this wired in your car. You want to make sure that it's wired in correctly and it's going to pulse the MAC valve like it's supposed to. Hit test solenoid. Hear it pulsing. It's going to do that for like 5 seconds, something like that. Just to make sure that you have the MAC valve hooked up correctly. This is hooked up correctly. Everything's nice and happy. Back to this. So we went into everything except this. So boost cut PSI. This is where most of your fail safes are. So boost cut PSI I have set to 25 pounds. You can set it wherever. Like say for instance you want it to cut boost at 20 pounds. You know, you're tuning your engine or you just don't run that much boost. 20 PSI I'll cut boost. Excuse me. So fuel pressure cut. Same thing. This is for the low side. So like LS's run 60 pounds of fuel pressure. You can set it to wherever. Like if I want to cut 30 PSI, 30.0. E is enter. 30 PSI fuel cut. Boost cut. Actually, I'll go into that in a second because it's going to make more sense after going to wideband. Wideband's the same way. So anything above that number, it's going to go into wideband cut. So I'm going to give you a scenario. You're driving down the road, alright? You're just cruising around in your street car. You have a return style fuel system with a vacuum referenced fuel pressure regulator. Whenever you're cruising, for the most part, you're in vacuum. So, excuse me, allergy season. Okay, so you're driving around, you're in vacuum. The vacuum fuel pressure regulator is pulling fuel pressure because you're in vacuum. There's a vacuum on the injectors, and that's where the pressure differential comes into play. So, say for instance your fuel pressure goes below that fuel pressure cut while you're in vacuum. Boost cut means anything above that boost pressure, it's going to start looking at the fuel pressure cut and the wideband cut settings. So until you go into boost, it's going to ignore both of those fail-safes. That way it doesn't trigger a fail-safe while you're just cruising around. Same thing with wideband. Say for instance you've got your car set up for lean cruise. You're cruising around. You're at 15 to 16 AFR. I don't personally do that, but say you do. It's not going to trip the wideband cut setting until you're above the boost cut start, which is, again, the pressure. It starts looking at these two. And say, for instance, we set that to 3 pounds, 3.0, hit E for enter. It's set to 3 pounds, alright? So, above 3 PSI, it's now going to start looking, or 3 PSI of boost, it's now going to start looking at your fuel pressure and wideband. If those two are out of spec, again, fuel pressure is lower than that number, or wideband is higher than that number, and again, that number can be lambda or AFR, it will go into the fail-safe mode and shut off the MAC valve. Go to wastegate only. This is also where the scramble lives. So, 75, literally you just hit the number, we're going to go up to 75, boom, it's at 75% scramble. So whenever you hit the scramble button, it automatically, I'm going to actually turn my, apparently I've had my meter on for too long, but whenever you hit the 75%, it goes in and whenever you hit the button, I mean, for scramble, it'll go straight to 75% duty cycle. Done! So that is all the settings. So we're going to go in and show you the last thing, which is amazing. So, or the last couple things. I don't think I've done a run yet. So, okay. We're going to get ready. We got it set up for drag racing mode, so it's boost by time. You're building boost. You're on the trans brake. Right now, 3 PSI. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take this off. Make this a little easier to show you guys. So, we're at 3 PSI. It's got the MAC valve turned on. It's powered up, ready to go. It's building boost. You get above your boost, the quick spool mode or quick spool setting. It starts pulsing it. Ready for your run. We're gonna hit the launch. This can get hooked up to your trans brake. All these switches are ground side. You'll see the wiring diagram is on my website. You can download it at any time. It is ground controlled. So you hit the button, it gives the input of ground, your stage. You would probably hook that button up to your trans brake. Alright, your stage ready to go. You release the trans brake, you're going. Just like that. And now it's full on again. So because again, stage 6 I have set to 100% duty cycle. So you're staged to going. That's it. And it's going to do that. It's going to stay in launch control for about, or launch mode for about 20 seconds. And then it's going to automatically turn off. We're going to give it vacuum. You want to look at your run? You can do that. Watch this. This is awesome. So, graphene screen, boom. So that was our boost pressure. We're just under 10 pounds of boost. And fuel pressure. Oh yeah. Nice graphing screens. So it'll graph that, and it'll also graph in boost by time. Or sorry, boost by input. So we're going to show you how the boost by input works. So setup, we're going to switch to boost by input. X out of here. Let me get you back off the mount. We're going to give it some boost. This way you can hear it audibly changed. Out of stage 2, stage 3, 4, 5, and on. Now to go back to stage 1, you can either hit this and go to stage 1, or let me go up through again and hit reset. Or the reset button, doesn't matter. That is how the boost by input works. That would be good for like the guys who are doing Mexican runs, we'll say, and want to tap their button for more boost. Or again, you also have scramble. Oh yeah, I cannot wait. This is going to be amazing. So let me turn it off. Let me hit the reset. Go back to 0. But that is all the features of the Spooly Boy Boost controller. So again, oh, and boost by time, you still have all the graphing stuff. Look at that. It's a little longer because again, you're going off of boost by time instead of boost by input, or sorry, boost by input instead of boost by time. So boost by time is set up for the drag racer. So it's literally going to only start recording once you let off your trans brake or your launch button. At that point, it's going to start the recording and show you the recording of your run. So same with wideband and fuel pressure. Like if you want to see your fuel pressure, there you go. And the same with the wideband. So boom, that is it. So let's go into more about options for getting yourself a Spooly Boy. I'm actually going to turn it off right now. So Spooly Boy Boost controller comes with just the boost controller itself. No suction cup mount, which is what I have hooked up to my bench right here. No sensor, no MAC valve, just this and wiring. It's got 2 multi-cord cable or multi-conductor cables with it. All right. That alone right here is set up for pre-order on my website, where you plan on shipping them come June 1st. The pre-order right now is $300. You save $50 on your order. Once we sell our first 50 units, it's going to jump to $350. All right, totally worth it. Absolutely worth it. So easy to modify, or so easy to change the settings and all the settings it has. Again, with quick spool and everything. And it's one of those things like if you don't want the quick spool to work, set it to 0. It won't come on. But with all the graphing features of your run and everything, it is 100% worth that cost. I am, again, unbelievably excited to get this thing in my Firebird and start running the thing. So, the unit itself, again, $300 pre-order. Once we get past our 50 units worth of sold, where it's jumping up to $350. So, the suction cup mount, that is something that's also available for pre-order. Everything's going to start shipping come June 1st. Right now I have it on my website that everything's set up for pre-order. It's actually on my website right now. If you want to get yours today or get in line for yours today, go on to twistedbuilds.com, go to my store, and you will see on my store the Spooly Boy Boost controller. Again, it is a pre-order. None of the orders are going to start getting shipped until June 1st. So if you want your spot in line, go get yours and order yours today. Suction cup mount. This is absolutely the strongest mount I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, look at this. I don't know if you can see, the whole thing is flexing. Absolutely insane. So I've never seen one that strong. It has 2 ball setups and a clamp right here, so you can clamp it down. You can set it however the heck you want. I set it up like this just for the sake of the video. But again, it is unbelievable. Look at that. And it's a twist grip setup, so like you do that, and you have to grab the little latch and still pull like mad, and it'll come off. So to set it on, you just put it on your windshield, you twist, hold it until it stops like that, and then you don't pull it off unless you want to break your windshield or, you know, unlock it. So that mount is $50 on my website. Again, pre-order right now. Come June 1st, we'll be selling them. But again, absolutely, it's not going to come off. And this is metal. It's not even like, I should have cleaned it with some glass cleaner. It's still, you can see there's like a film. It's not, because this is my workbench and I do a lot of electrical stuff on here with like that electric grease. But seriously, it's crazy. So anyway, suction cup mount available. Again, it's separate from the boost controller because we're trying to get the boost controller for the guys who are on a budget. If you want to supply your own like suction cup mount or anything, you can. But you're probably not going to get a better mount than that. That mount's insane. So, and the Spooly Boy is set up to go with that kind of mount. So, map valves, or sorry, not map valves, map sensors. 3-bar and 4-bar will be available from my website. I am going to test mine, which I'm going to hook this one up into the car, and I'm actually going to test it also doing two things. So I'm going to have it going into the Spooly Boy. I'm also going to have it going into my Speedino ECU. So just the signal wire, share the signal wire between the two. My idea behind that is that way it'll give me a 4-bar map sensor with my ECU instead of the 2.5-bar that's on board. So I can get a little bit more boost out of the setup because I really like to start pushing that car this season. What else? So, oh yes, they're both available on my website. I can't remember the pricing off the top of my head, but they're both available for pre-order only currently. Same thing with the Spooly Boy. You can get them, they'll ship with your order if you order the Spooly Boy with it, or they'll start shipping out June 1st. Mac valves. I'm only going to be selling the 3 ports on my website. It is a lot. I don't really want to sell the 4 ports because, again, they are very, very touchy. You can run a 4-port with this if you want to. It's totally up to you. I will be selling them with a 3-port only, though. If you want to get a 4-port, there's other retailers, eBay, Amazon. You can get the 4-port and run with it. But the 3 ports will be available on my website. They're $40 each. This will run 2 of them. So, say, for instance, now, I run a twin-turbo setup. I'm only running 1 valve. Now, I am running 4-port, but I'm only running 1 valve. But say, for instance, you're running something bigger, you're worried about the flow through the valve, you're running a twin turbo setup, you want 2 of these Mac valves, so that way you have plenty of flow through there to run the wastegates. This has the amperage control, or the amperage output, that it can handle 2 of these, no issue whatsoever. So, that's an option. If you want to buy 2 with your order, you're more than welcome to do that. These I've got set up ready to go right now because I stocked the 3 ports. If you pre-order one of these, we're going to automatically assume you're waiting for the 3-port with your boost controller. If not, and you want it directly, add it to the notes on your order. And we will ship these out before we ship these out. So, that's it though. That's the Spooly Boy Boost controller. This thing is going in my car as fast as I render this video. I could not wait. This is absolutely awesome. Thank you again, David Smith. This is an awesome opportunity for us. I'm glad you came on board. This is one unbelievable boost controller. If you want to also look into the instructions or the wiring diagram, which I have both of them, the wiring diagram and the instructions on my website for download. You can download those today to take a look at it, see anything you want to before you make your order. You're more than welcome to do that. But again, if you want in on the sale, you have to be within the first 50 that buy one of these. After that, it is going up to $350 for this. The pricing on everything else is going to be the same, but the boost controller itself is going to go up $50 after we get the first 50 sold. So it's kind of like a thank you for purchasing one of these with our pre-order. So, okay. If you're as excited as I am and you want one of these, I highly suggest pre-ordering them. I have no doubt these are going to sell like hotcakes. Cannot wait to get mine in my car and start running it. We are sending one also to Matt Happel of Sloppy Mechanics. He's going to be testing it, I believe, in his white Silverado that he's got going on, just so you guys are aware. So, I mean, if you want to wait till then, to see how his works, you're more than welcome to. I wouldn't recommend it because these things are going to sell very, very fast. But, and I am unbelievably excited again to get this in my Firebird. I don't know if you can tell that the way I'm talking, but this is going to be awesome. I cannot wait. I think I've already got a couple of buddies also that want them as well. So, I'm excited. So, I'm going to, the next video I drop is going to be, I got wideband stuff figured out. It's in my Firebird. I took my Firebird for a test drive yesterday. The wideband stuff is good to go. Those are getting released probably today on my website. Also going to be videoing installing this and using that as well, obviously, because I'm unbelievably excited. This is awesome. So I'll be taking video, dash cam video, because I have that stuff now, with using this and my wideband stuff, and just more videos to come. I also have a video coming out that's going to be a cry cut introduction, so keep an eye out for that, because I know I've had quite a few guys like, I want to learn more about that. I've got a video coming for you guys, just hold on. But alright guys, I thank you very much for watching this video and the introduction to the amazing Spooly Boy Boost controller. And if you like these videos, please subscribe to my channel. We got a bunch more stuff coming out. More Speedino progress coming through. The wideband stuff is getting launched, and I got a video I got to make about that. The Spooly Boy Boost controller. The digital dash displays are coming along very, very nicely. Those will be coming to market as well soon. And just a whole bunch of stuff coming through. So, thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. And order yours today before the first 50 sell out and you have to pay another $50 for them. Thanks, guys. Bye.